So today I'm joined by Darla. Darla is the mother of Amber. Darla, I dropped Amber off at a clinic a few days ago. I have not heard from Amber. Has she reached out to you at all?
No, she hasn't.
And how long have you been dealing with Amber's addiction?
Well, I've been dealing for, with it for about 14 years because when she was probably 8 or 9, she went and lived with her dad and stepmom because they wanted her to come there. And, he used to live in California where we were from. And so she went there. And then she moved back to Arizona about 14 years ago. Almost 14, because then right after that I found out she was pregnant with Jade.
Jade, her 13-year-old
The one,
daughter?
yeah, the one I have.
So what are your thoughts on her asking for me to drop her off at this place recently? Do you think that was a genuine request, or what are your thoughts?
I'm not really sure because she can be very convincing to get what she wants. I mean, I love her to pieces, but that's just how she is, And I'm thinking she either knew somebody over there that she could stay with or hang out with, or maybe even a dealer over there, I'm hoping she just didn't walk in and then walk right out, because my husband and I went over there later that day and we went around the whole neighborhood. We talked to a bunch of people and told us where they usually hang out. We checked all those places. We went to the clinic. Of course, they won't tell me anything, but I looked around and, nobody said they had seen her over there, any of the people there. So I'm thinking maybe she just walked out and left. I don't know. And I have not heard from her.
Would it surprise you if she actually did that? Walked in, walked
No.
out? She's
No.
done that to you before?
Well, she's told me I could take her to rehab, such and such a day, and then it's, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. That's how it always is. The only times that she was clean for about 3.5 years out here, and then this is since about 3 years ago, she's been on drugs again. And not homeless the whole time, but probably about the last year and a half or so. And then the other times is because she was incarcerated. But she started at 21 in Ohio.
Is that where you're from? Ohio?
No. Her dad and stepmom lived there, and she went and lived with them for a while.
Got it. The first time I met her, she was really, really bad.
Yeah.
She was not looking good at all. That was the worst I've ever seen a human. Just
I know.
Close.
I just watched it and cried.
Yeah. And then I don't know, a month later, 2 months later, I talked to her at the center where she was looking a lot better, way different. I could understand her. She's looking hopeful, right? She's excited for her future, right? Talking, we have big plans. Can't wait to go home and be with my mom and my family, my daughter. What happened?
Well, I was there one day visiting her. I went every time I could, took her what she wanted or needed every time. Her ex-boyfriend had got picked up. He was on probation. He called her, and his car was left somewhere, and he wanted her to get it. Well, she can't get it because she can't leave, And so he wanted to put it. She goes, "Well, put it in my name." And I don't know why he said okay, but I said, "Amber, you can't. You don't need a car right now." And so then she wanted me to do it, and I told her no, because I'm not doing it. How are you going to get it in his name? He's in jail, okay? And I'm not going to say what she said, but, I told her no, and I got to leave, and she got really, really mad and went on from there. So then that's the only thing I know that caused it. That's what she's calling the red flags, because I told her, no, I will not do that, and she knows when I tell her I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to do that. It doesn't matter how mad she gets or whatever, because I just didn't feel it wasn't legal what she wanted me to do. And I said, no, I'm not doing that, and that's so that started it, and we did start talking again. I started going in there again, but I don't know why. And then her and daughter had gotten into an argument, but that's going to happen, So she haven't been around him in a while. And so I don't know. I was really surprised and hurt when she just walked out and left when she was discharged. She wasn't thrown out. I just want to put that out there. They did not throw her out. Her IV meds were done. It was about 2 days after, and the insurance said she has to go. And so she called us. She was upset about it. And I said, well, when you're ready, let us know. So we kept on calling her. She goes, well, I'm getting ready. And finally, about 2 o'clock, I called them, and they said, she left. And that was about April 23rd, I think, around April 22nd, 23rd. So people are saying, oh, they kicked her out. They didn't kick her out, you know. She wasn't just booted out, you know. And she did have a place to go. So
it was her decision.
It was her decision to do what she did.
To the
yes.
lifestyle.
And that just killed me. And that last video you took of her, she's gonna die out there. I don't know what she's thinking, you know. I can't even get that image out of my mind. I'm so tired and stressed out. I can barely sleep because that's all I think about, you know. And I try to find her, and I can't find her. I don't know where to go. Phoenix is a huge place, and people say, why don't you go find her? I say, where am I supposed to go? You know, where am I supposed to go? I don't know where she's at.
But even if you were to find her,
she probably wouldn't go with me. But at least I could let her know I'm looking for you. You know, I want you to get some help. She needs to go to a hospital. Look at her. Does she look healthy? She is skin and bones. I've never seen her. Even the last time, you know, her mouth looked horrible, but she wasn't that skinny. You know?
Darla, you are a very strong
My strong is
woman. A strong
sometimes
mom.
I don't know if the strong is there anymore. You know,
It has to be. Jade needs you, right?
I know. People say, how do you do this? And I said, because of Jade. I have to take care of her. I have a job. I have a family. I have a child who's dependent on me, you know, and looks to me for things. And some days it's just really, really hard. The last few days have been horrible. You know, I just expect a call or somebody to come to my door and tell me they found her dead out on the street somewhere. But I'm preparing myself. I told my husband the same thing. You know, look at her. But will she go get help? Did she go get help? I have no idea. I just pray to God that she did. But knowing her, no. Because according to her, she's okay. You know. You heard her.
It seems to me that addiction just transforms your brain, right?
It
She
does.
isn't the same Amber that you remember, right?
No, and in the hospital, you know, she does have some issues and she won't own up to it, but, you know, and she gets really mad when you bring it up, you know, but, and she's very smart. She knows what to say. She knows what to say to you. I know that part of her. But, you know, when she's not doing drugs, she's the kindest, most giving, loving person to, like, the downtrodden. Like, when she was clean those almost 4 years, she would always help out the homeless, giving them food, money. Mom, give me $5 or whatever, you know. Buy, you know, I buy them stuff too, you know, drinks, food, whatever, you know, and stuff, or whatever, you know, whatever they needed. She'd give them the clothes off her back. And she is the most kindest person to children and older people, to anybody. Basically, she has a very big heart, you know, but, you know, with drugs, it changes everything, you know. It's just right now, she's just trying to survive, and I'm pretty sure she's going to lose if she doesn't do something. You know, like I told the guys when I was talking to the people over by the clinic, I said, look at this picture, and I showed her the picture, the last interview you did. This is what she looks like now. Does she look, she's not going to die anytime soon? And they were like going, oh my God. I said, she's on death's door. I'm just trying to find my daughter, you know. And if anybody knows that they've seen her after day or which way she went, you know. And one guy told me, you know, all these places, and we didn't find anything. You know, of course, when she sees my car, she's going to hide. She doesn't want to talk to me, you know. But at least I'm trying. You know, this is the first time I've known where she's been since she left the hospital.
What advice do you have for other parents, other moms, their son, daughters?
Well,
out
she
there?
she lived in Ohio. She was 21. She started dating a heroin dealer. So she started doing heroin. It went to she started doing all this in Ohio, and I never was told about it until she got really bad, and they were having a lot of issues with her. And then they called me up and told me, and I said, "So didn't you think it was a good idea to tell me about the first time that you found out?" But they didn't, you know. And so I would say if you even suspect, and don't wait till they're teenagers, because I've got mine doing things already that is not appropriate. You know, my daughter. And she would hate me saying that, but you know, that's how it is. And don't wait. When they get into middle school, you start checking on things, you know. Just keep your eyes and ears open. And know where they're at and who they're with, and not just my friend, so-and-so. You find out where they live, and you get a phone number. She hates that. But you know what? I told her, you were predisposed to drug addiction, okay, because of what your mom did. And I'm trying my best not to let you go down that road, you know. But for a while, she was headed down a very bad path, this one. And, I don't know. I try my best. But pay attention. Just pay attention. Listen to what they tell you. And I can tell when mine's lying to me, let me tell you. So if you think it's a lie, you talk to them and you talk to their friends. I have some of her friends will tell me the truth and some won't tell me anything, you know. But hey, I don't care, you know. So, like, when I get down here today, I'm going over to the friend's house, and me and her mom are going to have a talk. That's nothing the mom did, but it's something the friend did, you know. So, and that's the way I am. And if her friends don't like it, I'm sorry, I don't care. You know, nobody knows what we have dealt with. This child has been anger. Anger has been her life since she was born. You know, she used to lash out at me at 2 when she would get mad, but it's just because that's part of her problem, you know. And nobody believes me because she's so nice and sweet at school. No, she's got in trouble at school too, but not in a while. You know, nobody believes me, but because she's so nice and good at their house. And I said, well, when she walks in the door, the horns come up, you know. But she's not bad all the time, you know. She's a good child. She's very giving and caring and loving, and you know, got a big heart. But you know, she does have a lot of moments where, you know, you don't even know what to do. And I don't know what else to say.
You're trying really hard.
I'm trying. I've tried everything.
Jade, not to go down the path.
Yeah, she's on the wait list for almost a year now for a trauma counseling, okay. And hopefully it'll be soon, because she's been through some trauma, and you know. If
I find Amber, if she reaches out to me. What do you want to do? What do you want to meet her? Do you want to?
Well, I just like to know where she's at. I know she's going to tell you, don't tell me. But I mean, why don't tell me? Why do you want somebody coming to my door and telling me you're dead? You know, that's what I want to ask her. Is that your alternative? Is that what you're trying to do to yourself? You know, I told her that before. One time I found her and I said, "Looks like to me you have 2 choices. You're either going to die here or you're going to go back to prison." You know, what are you going to do? It was a few months after that she ended up in the hospital, you know.
Sometimes the folks I interview on the streets, they tell me, don't tell my family, don't tell, because they're the ones that created the trauma. This is why I'm here.
Well, I didn't create the trauma.
And so you think for Amber, it's just she just doesn't want you to show
you know,
up.
when she was with me, I mean, I was a single mom for a long time. I did get married. I never married her dad. Later on in her life, and he was a good dad. It's not the one I'm with now, but she did tell me, and I didn't know this till years later. She was grown until just probably a couple years ago, that after she moved to her dad's, that her stepmom has 2 kids together with him, and that her stepmom didn't treat her good at all. And every time I called her or she'd come and visit, she never said anything. If I would have known, I would have we had joint custody, I would have snatched her back so fast, you know, because she lived with me about half her life and half her life there, you know. I would have snatched her back so fast, you know. But she never told me, and how am I to know if nothing's ever said, you know? And I think, I know she went through some trauma there. She didn't tell me that until years later either, so I knew nothing about it, you know. I said, why didn't you tell your dad if he didn't see it, or tell someone, you know? I mean, some things some family members there had done to her. you know. And it's like, if I knew nothing about it, you bet I would have snatched her back home as quick as possible, you know. But we had a good relationship. I was a good mother to her, and it was all about her, you know, when she was with me.
In the last video when I was driving her, she said, I love my mom.
She's
my
me.
best friend.
I know she loves me.
She knows everything about me.
And she knows, oh yeah, she tells me some things. And if she wants to talk about it, I just let her. I don't question her. And when she is home with me or she's clean, I don't bring up the past. Because I feel you're here, you're clean now, you're trying to do your best. And I don't think it's fair, you know. All I want is my daughter back. Amber, I don't know if you'll see this, but I just want you back.
Darla, I'm going to say thank you very much for meeting me today. This is the first time I meet you. We've been talking back and forth via email and text for the past, I don't know how many months, but it takes a lot of courage and determination. And you were talking earlier that Amber has a big heart. She has a big heart because you have a big heart. You have her daughter. She's now your daughter, Jade. You're raising her. You're doing your best under tough circumstances. I admire that. Okay, you're a great example to Jade, great example for Amber, and a lot of other mothers out there that have their children that are lost out there.
I don't think she has a phone, so if she ever sees this, we all want you back. We all love you. Me, Jim, and Jade, we all love you, and we want you back.
So let's work on getting her back. I'm gonna go drive out there to the area where I left her, see if I see her, and I'll let you know. Okay,
I appreciate it.
Darla, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Please stay safe. We'll keep in contact, and we'll talk again, okay?
Okay, thank you.